In the quiet suburbs of Maplewood, New Jersey, where manicured lawns hid simmering prejudices, 16-year-old Alex Thompson sprinted home from school, his backpack thudding against his back like a drumbeat of fear. Tears stung his eyes as he dodged the taunts echoing from the group of neighborhood kids who'd cornered him again, their words slicing deeper than any bruise. "Freak! Go back to your rainbow world." But what shattered him most wasn't the slurs. It was the moment he spotted his father, Mark, watching from the driveway, his face a mask of confusion and unspoken questions. Alex slammed the front door behind him, his chest heaving as he collapsed onto the living room couch. The house, usually a sanctuary filled with the aroma of his mom's homemade apple pie, now felt like a cage. Mark, a burly construction worker in his mid-40s, had always been the strong, silent type, providing for the family without much fuss. But lately, Alex's secret had been bubbling to the surface. It started innocently enough. A stolen glance at Jamie, the new kid at school with tousled brown hair and a smile that lit up the hallways. Jamie was openly gay, confident in a way Alex envied, and their friendship had blossomed into something more during late-night study sessions. Alex hadn't told anyone yet, but the rumors spread like wildfire in their tight-knit community. That evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange, Mark knocked softly on Alex's bedroom door. "Son, we need to talk," he said, his voice gravelly from years of shouting orders on job sites. Alex froze, his heart pounding. He'd overheard whispers at the neighborhood barbecue last weekend. Mrs. Hargrove from next door clucking her tongue about those kinds of boys influencing the youth. Was his dad about to join the chorus? Mark sat on the edge of the bed, his calloused hands clasped together. "I saw what happened today. Those kids. They're wrong. But I need to know what's going on with you." Alex's throat tightened. He could lie, brush it off as typical teenage bullying, but the weight of hiding who he was had become unbearable. "Dad, I'm gay," he whispered, the words tumbling out like a confession. Mark's eyes widened, but he didn't recoil. Instead, he nodded slowly, processing. "Okay," he said finally. "That doesn't change a thing about how I feel about you." Relief washed over Alex, but it was short-lived. Mark added, "We have to be careful, though. Not everyone's as understanding as your old man." The next day at school, Alex felt a spark of hope. He met Jamie in the cafeteria, their hands brushing under the table, a small act of defiance that made his pulse race. Jamie, 17 and from a more progressive part of town, leaned in. "You told your dad? That's huge, Alex. My parents flipped when I came out, but they came around." Their conversation flowed easily, laced with shared dreams of escaping the suburbs for college in the city. But as they walked home together, the neighborhood's undercurrent of hostility reared its head. A group of boys from the block, led by Tommy Hargrove, Mrs. Hargrove's son, blocked their path. "Look at the lovebirds," Tommy sneered, shoving Alex against a fence. Jamie stepped forward, but Tommy's friends closed in, hurling insults that echoed through the street. Word spread quickly. By dinner time, the Thompsons' phone was ringing off the hook. Neighbors, once friendly over backyard fences, now voiced their concerns. Mrs. Hargrove stopped by with a pie that felt more like a Trojan horse. "Mark, dear, we just want what's best for the kids. Maybe Alex needs some guidance, away from certain influences." Mark's jaw clenched as he politely showed her out. Inside, he paced the kitchen while Alex's mom, Sarah, wrung her hands. Sarah, a school teacher, supported Alex unconditionally, but she worried about the fallout. "What if this affects your job, Mark? Or Alex's safety?" Mark's construction crew was a rough bunch, full of traditional guys who'd crack jokes about anything unmanly. He hadn't breathed a word yet, but the neighborhood gossip was infiltrating everywhere. That night, as Alex lay in bed, he heard his parents arguing in hushed tones. "We can't let them dictate our lives," Mark said firmly. "He's our son." Sarah sighed. "I know, but the stares, the whispers, it's already starting." Over the following weeks, the bullying intensified. Alex found slurs scrawled on his locker, and invitations to neighborhood events mysteriously stopped arriving at their door. Jamie became his anchor, their relationship deepening through stolen moments in the park, where they talk about futures unbound by small-town judgments. "I like you, Alex. More than friends," Jamie confessed one afternoon under a sprawling oak tree. Alex's cheeks flushed. "Me too. But what if it's too risky?" Their first tentative kiss was interrupted by a car honking, Tommy and his crew driving by, catcalling. Mark noticed the changes in Alex. The way he flinched at loud noises, the shadows under his eyes. One evening, after a particularly brutal day where Alex came home with a split lip from an accidental shove, Mark decided enough was enough. He called a family meeting. "We're not hiding anymore," he declared. "Alex, if you're ready, we'll face this together." Alex nodded, tears streaming. But the real test came at the community block party, where tensions boiled over. As families gathered with grills sizzling and kids running around, Tommy's gang cornered Alex and Jamie near the bounce house. "You two disgust me," Tommy spat, pushing Jamie to the ground. A crowd formed, murmurs rippling through the adults. Mark, who'd been flipping burgers, strode over, his presence commanding. "Back off, Tommy. That's my son you're messing with." The neighborhood fell silent. Mrs. Hargrove gasped. "Mark, think about what you're saying. This isn't right for our community." Mark stood tall, his voice steady. "What's not right is bullying a kid for who he loves. Alex is gay, and if any of you have a problem with that, you have a problem with me." Gasps echoed. Some neighbors shifted uncomfortably, others nodded in quiet support. Tommy's father, a local mechanic, stepped forward. "You're choosing this over us? We've been friends for years." Mark met his gaze. "Family comes first. Real family." The fallout was swift. Whispers turned to outright shunning. Mark's work buddies distanced themselves. Projects dried up. Sarah faced questions at school about family values. Alex and Jamie's relationship, now public, became a lightning rod. But amidst the storm, bonds strengthened. Jamie's parents reached out, offering solidarity. Alex felt seen truly for the first time. Yet doubts crept in. Was Mark regretting his stand? One night, Alex overheard him on the phone with an old friend. "It's hard, yeah, but I'd do it again." Alex's heart swelled. Their story began to ripple beyond the neighborhood. Local news picked it up, sparking debates on acceptance. As summer faded, Alex and Jamie planned their future, hand in hand. Mark, though weathered, stood prouder. The neighborhood? Divided but changing. In the heart of Maplewood, where prejudices once festered like weeds, Alex Thompson found solace in Jamie's embrace, their laughter a quiet rebellion against the storm. But the real anchor was Mark, whose unwavering support turned isolation into strength. As autumn leaves began to fall, symbolizing change, the family navigated the lingering tensions with renewed resolve. The block party confrontation had split the community like a fault line. On one side, the Hargroves rallied allies, petitioning for traditional values, meetings at the community center. On the other, a few families, the Millers from down the street, whose daughter was bisexual, started showing up at the Thompsons' door with casseroles and words of encouragement. "You're not alone," Mrs. Miller said one evening, hugging Sarah. Mark nodded gratefully, but the strain showed in his furrowed brow. His construction business suffered. Clients canceled, citing personal reasons. He took on odd jobs, working longer hours, his hands more calloused than ever. Alex, meanwhile, threw himself into school, channeling his pain into academics and the LGBTQ+ club Jamie had convinced him to join. Their meetings became a haven, where stories of struggle and triumph intertwined. "Coming out isn't the end. It's the beginning," the club advisor, Mr. Patel, often said. Alex and Jamie's relationship deepened. Late-night texts turned into weekend hikes, where they discussed dreams of college in New York City, away from judgmental eyes. "I want to study art," Jamie shared, sketching Alex's profile in his notebook. "And you? Journalism, right? To tell stories like ours." Alex smiled, but worry gnawed at him. What if the bullying escalated? It did. One crisp October morning, Alex arrived at school to find his car vandalized. Fag, spray painted across the hood. The principal called a meeting, but Tommy's influence, his dad was on the school board, meant minimal consequences. Boys being boys, the principal muttered. Rage bubbled in Mark when he picked Alex up. This ends now, he growled, marching into the Hargroves' house that evening. Mrs. Hargrove answered, her face paling. Mark, please. Call off your son, Mark demanded, or I'll go to the police. Tommy's father emerged, red-faced. You're the one causing division, parading your son's lifestyle. The argument spilled onto the lawn, neighbors peeking from windows. Lifestyle? It's who he is, Mark shouted. A crowd gathered, phones out, recording. By morning, the video went viral on local social media, igniting heated debates. Comments ranged from, hero dad, to disgrace to the neighborhood. Sarah worried about escalation. What if they target us more? She whispered to Mark in bed. He pulled her close. Then we fight harder. Alex, overhearing, felt a mix of guilt and pride. Jamie comforted him that night over video call. Your dad's amazing. Mine took months to accept me. Their conversations often circled back to fears. Jamie's family had faced similar backlash when he came out, leading to a move. But love wins, right? Jamie said softly. Alex nodded, though uncertainty lingered. Thanksgiving approached, traditionally a neighborhood potluck. The Thompsons debated attending. We can't hide, Mark insisted. At the event, tension crackled like electricity. Tommy glared from across the room, but Mark's presence deterred confrontation. Then, during dessert, Mrs. Hargrove stood. We need to address the elephant in the room. Our community values family, traditional family. Murmurs of agreement rose. Alex's stomach twisted. Jamie squeezed his hand under the table. Mark rose slowly. Family isn't about tradition. It's about love and support. My son is gay, and I'm proud of him. If that doesn't fit your mold, that's your problem. Silence fell, then applause from a few. The Millers stood in solidarity. Others shifted uncomfortably. Tommy stormed out, his mother following. The evening ended awkwardly, but a shift occurred. More families approached Mark afterward, sharing quiet support. As winter set in, the harassment waned slightly. Alex and Jamie's bond grew, marked by small victories. A school dance where they danced together, ignoring stares. Mark's business picked up with new clients from progressive circles. Yet, scars remained. Alex questioned if his coming out was worth the pain. Dad, do you regret standing up for me? He asked one snowy evening. Mark paused. Never. You're my boy. The story spread further, inspiring a local support group. Alex spoke at a meeting, Jamie by his side. Acceptance starts at home, he said, voice steady. But challenges persisted. A petition circulated to protect neighborhood kids from influences. Mark fought it at town hall, his speech raw and emotional. Bullying isn't protection. It's hate. Through it all, family redefined itself, not by blood alone, but by choices made in the fire of adversity. As snow blanketed Maplewood, muffling the world's harsh edges, Alex and Jamie found moments of peace, their relationship a beacon in the cold. Mark's stand had cost him friends, but gained him respect. From his son most of all. The neighborhood, once united in conformity, now fractured into camps. Those clinging to old ways and those embracing change. The petition battle heated up at the town hall meeting in December. Dozens attended, signs waving, "Protect our kids" versus "Love is love." Mark took the podium, his construction helmet under his arm like a badge of honor. I've built homes in this town for 20 years, he began. But the strongest foundation is acceptance. My son Alex is gay. He didn't choose it, but I choose to support him. Bullying him, bullying any kid, for who they are tears this community apart. Applause mixed with boos. Tommy's father countered, "We're not bullies. We're parents worried about morals." The debate raged, spilling into online forums. Alex watched from the back, Jamie's hand in his, heart pounding. Afterward, a reporter approached. How does it feel to be at the center of this? Alex swallowed. Scary, but necessary. The article hit the local paper, titled Father's Fight for Gay Son Divides Suburb. Comments flooded in, some vicious. Disown him, others supportive. Proud of you, Mark. At home, the family huddled. Sarah baked cookies, a small act of normalcy. We're getting through this, she said. But Mark's phone buzzed with threats. Anonymous texts warning him to back off. He reported them, but fear crept in. One night, rocks shattered their window. A note attached. Freaks out. Police came, but with no evidence, it went unsolved. Alex blamed himself. If I wasn't gay. Mark cut him off. Don't. This is on them, not you. Jamie became a constant, sleeping over when tensions peaked. Their talks turned deeper. Fears of rejection, dreams of a world where they could just be. I love you, Jamie whispered one night, the words hanging like stars. Alex's breath caught. I love you too. No kisses followed. Just a hug that spoke volumes. But the declaration strengthened them. School became a battleground. Tommy's suspension after the vandalism didn't stop his friends from whispering campaigns. Alex's grades slipped. Therapy helped, sessions focusing on resilience. Your feelings are valid, the counselor said. Jamie attended too, sharing his journey. Their bond, tested by fire, emerged stronger. Christmas brought uneasy truce. The Thompsons hosted a small gathering, the Millers and Jamie's family. Laughter filled the house, a rare warmth. Mark gifted Alex a rainbow keychain. For your car when we fix it. Tears welled. Thanks, Dad. But New Year's Eve ignited fresh conflict. At a neighborhood party, Tommy confronted Alex in the bathroom. Your dad's ruining everything. A scuffle ensued. Mark intervened, pulling them apart. Enough. The host asked them to leave. Driving home, Mark sighed. This town's too small for us. Whispers of moving surfaced. Sarah researched jobs elsewhere. Alex panicked. Leaving Jamie? We can make it work, Jamie assured. But the idea tore at him. The support group grew, Alex and Jamie leading discussions. Coming out is personal, Alex shared. But hiding hurts more. Attendees nodded, stories pouring out. Mark faced his crew coming clean. My son's gay. If that bothers you, find another job. Some left. Others stayed, one admitting, my brother's gay too. Never said anything. As spring hinted, the petition failed at vote barely. Cheers erupted from supporters. Mark hugged Alex. We won this round. Yet victory felt bittersweet. Scars lingered, relationships fractured. Alex wondered, was change possible or just tolerance? Through it all, love, familial and romantic, proved the ultimate shield. With spring's arrival, buds blooming like promises, Maplewood stirred from winter's grip. The failed petition marked a turning point, but ripples continued. Mark's business rebounded, attracting clients who valued his integrity. You're a stand-up guy, one said, shaking his hand. At home, normalcy returned in fits. Family dinners where laughs outnumbered silences. Alex and Jamie's relationship flourished openly now. They attended prom together, suits pressed, corsages pinned. A statement amid stares. You look amazing, Jamie said, twirling Alex on the dance floor. Whispers faded as friends rallied around them. Tommy, suspended again for harassment, faced counseling. His parents grudgingly attended diversity workshops. But deeper conflicts arose. Alex's extended family, uncles and aunts from rural areas, learned via the viral video. Calls came. What are you thinking, Mark? This isn't how we raised you. Mark's brother, Uncle Joe, visited, tense. You're exposing the kid to danger. Mark stood firm. Hiding is danger too. The argument escalated, Joe leaving angry. Sarah mediated, but rifts widened. Alex grappled with internalized doubt. Am I worth all this? He confided in Jamie during a picnic. Jamie cupped his face. Absolutely. Your dad's showing what real love is. Their connection, built on empathy, weathered storms. Plans for college solidified, both applying to NYU, fingers crossed. Community events evolved. The block party included a pride booth, tentative but present. Mrs. Miller organized. Even Mrs. Hargrove attended, silent but observant. Change was slow, grudging. Mark reflected one evening on the porch. I thought family meant blood. Now, it's choice. Alex joined him. You chose me. Mark ruffled his hair. Always. The story inspired Beyond Borders. A podcast featured them, anonymized. Listeners emailed support, sharing parallels. Yet backlash persisted. A local church sermon condemned modern sins, naming no names but implying. Protests formed outside, counter-protests too. Mark spoke at a rally. Hate divides, love unites. Alex's growth shone. He wrote an essay for school, redefining family, earning accolades. Jamie beamed. You're changing minds. As summer neared, closure loomed. Tommy apologized, forced but sincere. I was wrong. Alex nodded. Yeah, you were. The neighborhood, forever altered, hummed with uneasy peace. Bonds tested, some broken, others forged anew. In the end, Mark's proof of family echoed, not in words but actions. As the sun set on another day in Maplewood, casting golden light over healed wounds and lingering divides, Alex stood with Jamie and Mark on the front porch, watching kids play, free from yesterday's shadows. The journey had reshaped them, proving resilience in the face of hate. But was Mark's stand truly the essence of family, or did it risk more than it gained? True or false? Unconditional support, even at personal cost, defines real family bonds.